moment, millions of animals are suffering due to testing such as cosmetics, medical testing, dissections for educational research, and government-funded testing. And they're even killed. They're locked up in a cage where they can't see the light of day. They're sitting in a lab, abused. 100 million animals die every year without proving any relevancy to human health. Animal testing should be stopped immediately because of the damages it places on animals and the fact that it's not relevant to human health. 95% of animals tested are mice, birds, cold-blooded reptiles, and amphibians, which most go uncounted because it's not covered by the Animal Welfare Act. These animals are forced to eat, inhale, have direct contact with toxins that can poison, burn them, blind them, and even kill them. And if they don't die, then they'll develop debilitating diseases and illnesses until they die, that they'll have to suffer with for the rest of their lives. These animals don't have a voice. They just sit in their cage, waiting for their next attack, scared of people. Some animals even develop neurotic diseases, such as shaking back and forth and biting their hair and skin. And how do they get repaid for these actions and suffering? They get killed. The only thing worse than seeing an animal kill is seeing an animal suffer without a reason. Americans spend billions of tax dollars and animals lose lots of lives on medical testing that is not relevant to human health. And there's over 1,000 labs in the country, one even in this very city, where animals get addicted to drugs. Their skin gets burned, they get blinded, they're forced to have seizures and grow tumors the size of their bodies, and even developing debilitating diseases, and there's no escape. Educational testing includes class dissections and university-level testing, such as cutting animals open, stimulating them with electricity, and getting access to their brains to monitor and control them. It costs a lot of money, and there are also more efficient ways and less disturbing ways to learn about these particular topics. They have found a way to create human cells that's considered to be more valuable, cheaper, and quicker than animals. But some companies say that they must test on something live, so they refuse to change to the new scientific ways. This is often required in cosmetic testing. Government programs such as the FDA and EPA require tests where animals are force-fed toxic chemicals until they die. In one round of testing, 2,000 animals will be killed. And that's just in one round. They endure multiple rounds of testing every year. Another common method is where they squirt chemicals into rabbits' eyes and in their shaved skin, when it's not even relevant to helping human health. They die for no reason. Not only is animal testing terrible for the animals, it's also very disturbing for humans, such as the students in biology and psychology tests, where they have to dissect and monitor these animals. Very much like the concept of the ASPCA commercial, where you see the devastated, tortured animals. It can be very disturbing to students, and it's considered to be traumatic, and it fosters insensitivity towards animals and children, and can also dissuade them from pursuing in scientific careers. When they see the animals on the news that get locked up and are forced to inhale fumes in gas chambers in the worldwide news, the only thing they don't realize about that is it also occurs in their own backyards. Animals can't speak for themselves, and animals aren't the only ones that get hurt by these ways. The people who are disturbed by animal testing might not always know how to per se, how to overcome these obstacles. So some ways to do so are to buy cruelty-free products. They have a label. And also to email your favorite companies that do not have a cruelty-free label and tell them that you will not buy their products until they do so. There's also become non-animal skin allergy tests that take a few days instead of a few weeks on animals and cost half the price. There's also been computers made that are very human-like, that have learned to look up toxin levels and see how certain things have the potential to cause cancer. They've also made human skin cells with human DNA that don't harm humans or animals in the process of the testing, as well as being more accurate. There are many alternatives than neglected, scared animals left to die. 100 million of these animals deserve a life without pain, where they can run free and not be tortured and have fear of people. We are not raised to be murderers, and we should do whatever we can to help them see the light of day instead of being stuck in the darkness.
Bugs.